know how much your ideal lifestyle is going to cost you? It's an interesting question. So for day 18 of my 90-day video challenge, I thought I would sit down and revisit. I'm going to revisit module 2 for any SFM members out there watching this. Module 2, I'm sure you've heard people say it recently, but module 2 mindset blueprint is just so important, and I'm actually going to revisit it this week or over the next week or so, just to make sure I've got 101% clarity on what I'm working towards. So I've set goals before, I've plucked figures out of the air of the kind of money that I want to be making in my business. But equally, do you know why? Because recently I've got quite specific, and I've literally gone back and done my ideal day, my ideal lifestyle, and I've been on the phone and been on the internet getting quotes for what those things are going to cost me, because it's all very well saying I want to make 20 grand a month, I want to make 100 grand a month, whatever figure that you want to pluck out of the air. Why are you picking that figure? And it's something that I think a lot of us do. You hear people say, oh, I don't want to be really rich. I don't want to win millions on the lottery. Just $1 million would do me and that'd be enough for life. And it's like, yeah, but why are you picking that figure? What is it that you want that requires that specific amount? And I'm not judging anybody. There's absolutely, you know, I've got big goals. Everybody's got different goals and ideals. But I've actually been through my ideal lifestyle list. Excuse the glasses, by the way. It's a no makeup Monday. Just another benefit of not having to dress up for a uniform or any kind of dress code in the office. But that's by the by. So I've been through and I've got quotes for things like repayments on a nicer car. And I'm not even a car person, but I thought go big or go home. So I know exactly what the repayments are going to be on, the monthly repayments are going to be on the nicer car I'd like to get. I know exactly what the mortgage repayments would be on my ideal home at current prices. Obviously they're rising all the time, especially in London. I've also got quotes for private healthcare, because one of the things on my bucket list is to get private healthcare for myself and my mother, and insuring old people is expensive, I've just discovered. So I now know that I'm looking at about £230 to £270 per month for a fully comprehensive private healthcare policy. So I guess my message today is get specific, get really, really specific on your goals. It's all very well plucking a figure out the air and saying, for example, if you're an affiliate marketer, I want to be making this much every month in my business. Well, have you factored in your tax that you're going to have to pay on that? Have you factored in investing a certain percentage of that back in every month? Have you factored in maybe taking on employees or virtual assistants or what additional expenses in order to scale that business and grow that business? There's so many little things that you can think of that really gets you specific. And it's interesting because now that I've got those figures, you can start with the end in mind, which is what we should all be doing with the blueprint module, or if you're someone who's not an SFM member, something that you should be doing if you're setting goals. You always start with the end in mind so that you can see the path in between. And it was just a really interesting exercise. So I would highly, highly recommend it to anyone out there who's maybe doing the blueprint, or if you're just setting any kind of goal, and particularly financial. If there's certain things you want, go out and find them. Go out and find exact quotes so that you know exactly where you stand, and you can perhaps aim to tick one thing off every month that you can now afford. Especially with something like a car, go and test drive it, feel how it feels, get that real sort of visualization happening, knowing what it feels like to have that particular leather steering wheel in your hands. I don't know, I'm really not a car person. I just thought I'd chuck it on the list whilst I was getting the quotes. But really interesting exercise. Get online, the information's very quick to pull up. You probably will get pestered by a lot of people on the phone once you've shown some sort of interest in their product or service. But go out and get estimates on what your utility bills are going to be in your ideal house. You know, memberships for the gym, memberships for health clubs, or I've even put in twice a month getting a massage, things like that. Like, it's really fun, but just really get specific. So I think I've got my point across. Get specific on your goals, and I will see you in day 19. Cheers, bye.